God, you know, things are actually going really good right now. We have defeated the French invasion, actually pushed it all the way back. We've started some rebellions to protect our southern border of invasion. The Welsh are gone, the Scots are in shambles, we're gonna take their last 2 cities soon. Operation Land Dragoon is actually going kind of as scheduled, though they do have a lot more troops down in the south. I think the only thing we haven't really, you know, remembered to do so far is insult the French. To the King of France. You were like a lighthouse in the desert. Bright, but not very useful. You know, the funniest part is that France has to give diplomatic immunity to the diplomat carrying that absolute fucking zinger all the way to Paris. Oh, what did he say?
To the King of England, I am deeply offended by your insulting remarks, which display a complete disregard for the courtesy expected between sovereigns. Your words betray a lack of willingness to maintain a constructive relationship. Signed, the King of France.
G'day mates and welcome back already to King's Orders. Yeah, I really like this game, so much so I played some of it, not even on stream, not even on recording, yes, truly. I did the rare YouTuber thing of playing a game without ever actually putting a camera on, it's crazy. Feels good. I actually played as Castile-Leon, and this campaign was quite fun. It also taught me a good few things that I've actually written down and I want to talk about because of how cool they were, and I missed them in the first video. So what I'm going to do today is I'm going to play through the 100 Years' War, and I will save the grand campaign. I'm going to do a stream on this, I think. Stream time's on screen now. There's a lot to cover, but I want to talk about most of it while I'm actually in the game. But one of the things I want to mention first is the bonus you get as England is, of course, about archers. The Bowman's Workshop giving a reduction on archer cost, that's just nice. But the archer bonus, this is going to sound insane, but I actually don't want it. My reason for this is something like cavalry or infantry bonus is better, because archers are already so hyper lethal in the game to me that it feels like I can simply get, say, 500 archers, which will be able to obliterate most anything, and what I would rather is that my infantry stay alive for longer in the melee to buy more time for the archers to shoot more, right? There's a problem of overkill, almost. But, I mean, hey, we're gonna see, because we're playing as England, which is indeed rated as the hard difficulty. Now, I'm not gonna play on full hard here, because this does just give the attack of other units 50%, which is my least favorite way of difficulty changing. If it increased the number of enemy units they had, like, maybe at the start of the game or something like that, I would be okay with that, but the fact that their units are just 50% better than mine is just so meh. I don't like that as a solution. I don't like having to do the mental math of like, oh, I need 150 peasants to beat his 100 peasants, even though it really shouldn't be that way. Anyway, a quick check shows why England is the harder job, because look at all of the friends that France has, and look at all of the friends that poor old England has. It's just Brittany, basically. They're also trading with Navarra and Burgundy. However, we're at war with Wales, Scotland, and France. So, we're gonna jump in and crush the Welsh rebellion, claim the French throne, reclaim the lost regions, and maintain control of the cities on the continent. Yes, we can't hide on our island here. We have to take France. We have the Welsh revolt to deal with, where there's a few cities to take back. Ireland is under our control, and the Scots are at war with us. Well, before we begin, the last thing I think I'll mention is that we've already filmed the next RTS video to come out on the channel, which should be edited and out soon. And, actually just yesterday, the reason why it's not been edited even sooner was because myself and War did a full playthrough of the Primeval campaign for Nuclear Option, which has had a bunch of updates, new vehicles and missiles and whatnot. And was really fun. Just like back in they're returning fire! Reload, damn it! Reload! This is so cool!
There we go.
Oh man, this almost immediately became my favorite aircraft. That was such a fucking cool moment going into land. But I can now mention my first of the notes. See, this one is what absolutely convinced me to make a second video, and I'm so mad I missed it the first time. Courtesy, please improve relations. There we are. Now watch this. Every single letter you send costs 1 bronze. That is so adorably cute. I am so mad I missed it in the first video, because, like, that's exactly what I want, man. That's so good. It's such a useless... 1 bronze is such a non-amount of money in this game. I cannot stress to you how little importance 1 bronze is. But I'm so glad that they make you pay 1 bronze with every letter. Which actually goes into my next letter. But first of all, let's set the courtesy. Yep. Now, the good thing about these diplomats, they're not going to get intercepted. Actually, that's another one of my notes. I mentioned in my first video, I was like, oh, I guess I, the player, could, you know, intercept notes. And in fact, I did. I got really confused when I got these, like, blood-stained notes that didn't seem to make any sense to me. And then I realized... oh, I'm reading the enemy's notes that I've captured from their messages. So yes, if enemy messages go through your lines, there is a chance you will capture them. And then indeed, and let's talk to the Pope as well, you will get to read what they wrote, which gave me so much information. It was so cool, because it told me that it was a spy and what his job was, and it told me what information the enemy knew. It was so cool to intercept enemy letters. So yeah, these bigger campaigns work so much better than the smaller tutorial campaign. So I guess my excitement for the potential of this game was indeed immediately proven. And I will submit, and all I want out of you, Mr. Pope, is trade rights. I don't know, if you got hazelnuts this time, buddy? What does the Pope actually have? Oh my god, he's upgraded to almonds! Now, there is actually something I noticed as well in a different menu. Here we go. Really good menu here. Okay, alright, watch this, okay? I want all of my generals, I want them reporting, say, once every 2 months, okay? Alright, and let's say I've changed this, alright, yeah, okay, that's how often I want to report my generals, but that means I have to go update all my generals, or I could click a button that changes the frequency of reoccurring reports, so I can update all this stuff, I can set this for my stewards as well. It's so simple as well. It's not like it's buried in, like, super deep menus. I'll be honest, if I just clicked this button and had a look, I would have noticed, but I never really needed it. But then I was like, I wonder if there's a way to do this, because I started giving, like, you know, more extended orders, and there is. Which brings us to the next coolest part, the part that I really loved. Let me talk to Robert here. Now, let's say you're a bit of a miser, and you want to save your bronze. See, I could say, Robert, I need you to move to Cambridge. Then, Robert, you will go slow. Then, Robert, you will march to Norwich. Then, Robert, actually, he's going to stay slow. I don't think you can tell him to change pace twice. Then, Robert, you'll move back to London. Then, send some archers. What have you got, actually? I'm going to send all of your archers to London. Do you actually have archers? He does. All right, go. Now, I'm about to learn from further testing here how exactly this works, but I do know how at least part of it works. See... okay, he's going to Cambridge. Okay, let's see if he actually does it all in order. But yes, you can multi-order your subjects, and it only costs 1 bronze. So I think I'm going to pull my garrisons from Ireland, send all of my units from Ireland to the army, and because I'm British, I'm going to have to exact additional taxes on Ireland. Leaving Ireland defenseless and taxed. I'm the smartest lord alive. We'll observe the testing of Robert later. He's on his, like, training shakedown. For now, we need to observe Cardiff, then observe the Welsh, then infiltrate Cardiff. Go. Simon Charlton, you're going to become the steward of London to look after this place. Ralph, you are going to move to the Midlands, and I will raise a great army in the Midlands to join you there. We're going to recruit 2,000 archers in the Midlands. This will be the core of the Great Archamada. Archmada, even. I'm collecting additional taxes all across my empire right now, by the way. Yes, here we go. So yes, he did relocate to Cambridge, then he changed his order of march, then he's moving to Norwich. So there you go. You can indeed set up very detailed multi-orders, which I think is fucking amazing. Because at certain points, it takes days for my letters. Look how far my diplomats and my letters have to travel to get to my southern empire. Obviously, I'm gonna have to tell him to conquer, and then move, and then, you know, so on and do other, you know, objectives. Love this. This is so cool. This is really, I think, where the game gets its absolute strength. Like, the first campaign I played was fun because it let me kind of understand what was going on. I was never, you know, out of my depth, which I'm absolutely already kind of feeling here. with the amount of fronts and generals and spies I'm already dealing with. But being able to schedule orders up and send out a bunch of orders all at once, so cool. And yes, orders can fail too. You know, you can give effectively quote-unquote illegal orders and your generals will write back and go, no, sir. My favorite one is if you tell a general to attack with no troops, he'll just write back and go, I'm not gonna kill myself, sir. Tell you what, since we are the most forwards as well, I'm gonna get you to start building a defensive wall down here, because they're gonna fucking need it. Now, you can auto-sort your letter priorities, I see up here, so you can turn off certain priorities. It's a little weird at first, I didn't fully understand the system, but the way it works is like this. If I tick this off, like that, it means it hides that kind of report, but I can specifically say I want to see those kind of reports, but I don't want to see number 3 reports, right? It's listed as priority, but it actually is more like grouping of reports. I'm not 100% down with this system. I would have liked a little more detail. I would have liked to be able to specifically turn off, like, I just don't want these reports. Like, I don't care about the administrative reports of the stewards, the ones that tell me, like, our city has 500,000 population. Like, I know, man. I can click on the map and see it. And, like, realistically, I'm never gonna be like, God, how many people live in Cornwall? Quick, find the letter! Someone in the comments did ask, you know, can I leave the letters on screen for longer? Look, I will try my best to at least let them load sometimes. However, unless I'm reading the letter, you get a lot of letters in this game. We've been playing for like 15 days of June, and I have gotten a letter, about almost a letter per day so far. And it gets a lot worse as time goes on. You will start to get so many letters, especially once you're at war. Look, I can't let them all load. Sometimes I just gotta go like, okay, this is about the spearmen, cool, sweet. But I will try and, at least for the ones I'm receiving, I'll try and let them, you know, fully appear on screen so you can pause to read. Obviously, I'm reading them, you can, you know, read them as well. But the one thing that I will not be waiting for is that sometimes you gotta give orders, right? And you gotta, like, move to here. Look, this takes a while to write, and actually, you know what, is there a setting? Let me go check, is there a writing speed setting? That would be nice. There is fast order writing by right-clicking on the pawn. Otherwise, no, I don't believe so. Let's just try this real quick. What is fast order writing? Oh, that's just a really good setting. Yeah, okay, you can just right-click. Oh, okay, I'm just gonna leave that on, actually. That's just a really good, like, hey, I need to talk to that spy. Right-click. Here's your report. Anyway, no, what I was gonna say is the writing when you're giving orders is very slow. Some of it is actually creative. For example, if we say move to, or if we say like conquer, you know, sometimes there is a little bit of like extra dialogue here. Like, it is in our interest to rapidly expand our influence. It would be nice to wait for all of this, but sometimes I'm trying to give like 12 orders to like 6 different generals, and waiting for all of that to write out would really extend the video. This is, you know, I've got a balance between the Zoomers in the audience and the survivors, you know, of the old internet who still can appreciate a slower game. But I mean, hey, that's modern YouTube. I mean, we know the numbers. You slow down the video, people die. I don't know. This would make for a hell of a good ASMR video, though, if you actually slowed it down completely and read everything out. But I feel at that pace, even I would die. Even my attention span has been fucking crushed into the dirt by modern fucking videos. And I say that as someone who does fast-paced editing as well, you know, like, hey, is this sign for me? So you can tell a general to go to a certain region, and they'll either, if it's an enemy region, you know, automatically try and conquer it and, you know, besiege it, or if it's a friendly region, they'll defend it, either the cities or the capital itself. Which I like. So you can, if you're getting like really overwhelmed, you can just send your generals and just go, just deal with this region on your own, do it. There's also a lot of interesting comments last time about like medieval honor and how you just had to like basically trust that all your guys you're sending letters to are actually doing what they're doing. And how often, you know, in these older wars, there are situations where a local commander will take initiative and then that will result in the overall, you know, strategy changing because of something completely unexpected, like a local commander capturing a place or winning some battle or even losing some battle. One great example of that actually is in Game of Thrones with Edmure Tully and Robb Stark, where Robb Stark makes a pretty crucial error in not telling Edmure Tully to hold position and not attack an army that was passing through his area, because he actually attacks the army and wins, forcing it to retreat, which is not what Rob wanted. He wanted to trap the army. And obviously that results in a big, kind of strategic error, which honestly he shouldn't blame Edmure for. But I mean, hey, good story and all. That's what makes Game of Thrones so fun to write about. And obviously, I talked about in my last video the what do you call it? The war game kind of esque Kriegspiel, as a lot of people said. I didn't mention Kriegspiel in the video, though I've mentioned always when I've been explaining it to my friends. A bit more roleplay than that, but yes, the way I'd be refereeing it, the way I've described my refereeing of that game would indeed be Kriegspiel. If you don't know, is a bunch of people role-playing officers giving orders by sending letters to their units in the field and whatnot, with usually time delay and vision restraints and information restraints. And that's the real fun of these kind of war games for me, and the real fun of King's Orders as well, is the fact that all my little pawns on the board aren't actually accurate. I don't know where Robert is until he sends me an update. Speaking of, I should tell Robert to speed up and go crush the Welsh now. We were attacked in the south. This looks... I honestly, before we even flip through, I'm not sure who's gonna win here. This could go either way. Oh my god, this was like 7 days ago. Yeah, okay, hold on, here we go. All right, so we're looking at plains in sunny weather, so all units at full effectiveness. We open up, good god. Okay, enemy archers onto our spearmen. Spearmen got wiped, apparently. Our archers wiped out their peasants and fled the rest of them. They attacked our light cavalry and almost wiped them. Our peasants rushed the enemy infantry and did some work but also died. Our infantry got wiped. Oh my god. Our archers attacked the enemy heavy cavalry, wiped. Again, this is becoming the battle of the archers. Jesus. Our spearmen, wiped. Our riders hit the enemy infantry, wiped them out, very good. The enemy archers aimed at our heavy infantry, and again, got wiped. Oh, fuck. Enemy archers shelled our light cavalry. Again, fucking wiped our light cavalry. Our archers wiped out their light cavalry. And then it was just archers versus archers. Did I win by archers alone? Not many of our soldiers died. None of the enemies survived. Oh my god. I got to invest in some more archers, guys. I can't believe how overpowered they are. We ended that with 89 left on the field. We could not count 123 peasants, 148 spearmen, 96 archers, 53 infantry, 41 heavy infantry, and 74 light cavalry. One thing I found out as well, by the way, is that you can capture cities and whatnot, and you won't know until you check with your generals for a report. Because, like, let's say your original report got intercepted, and you actually have to message and be like, hey, did you capture that city? And then your game will update with like, hey, you've captured this city. Which, again, love that. Love the fact that you actually have to, get a report to learn that you've now got a new part of your empire. Oh, God, the Scots. Oh, they've taken part of Ireland. Ah, Macduff! Screw it, it's better to go on the offensive. We're gonna take as many units as we can from different settlements. So here, send all of your units up to this third general here. This is gonna be our Scots general. He's gonna go push the Scots out and try and force them away. Here we go! Here we go! This is the first time we've intercepted the Welsh Secret Service. Wait, they're infiltrating the Scots. How interesting. Okay, there you go. But that was the first intercepted report. God, that's cool. All right, Ralph has his orders. He's to land in Dublin, then to conquer Carrickfergus, hell of a name, then to conquer Ayr, and then Stirling, and lastly to siege Edinburgh. Actually, you know what? I'll tell him to do the cleanup too. Hit here. Wait, no, not that one. Siege here. Jesus Christ, I'm sending him a fucking novel of orders. All right, we've intercepted one of the general's reports. Okay, this is a much more manageable army. They're headed west. Where are they going? But you see what I mean? How cool is this? That I have intercepted French communications. I can see the English city of Winchester, which means he was here when he sent the report. Right. Here's my overall game plan. I've got to get a defense pact with Brittany as quick as I can, get them on side. Then I'm going to try and keep increasing my friendly relations with the guys in the south, which didn't go great. It went all right for the Pope. I'm hoping to get to talk to Genoa at some point, get some friends down here to at least stop the French from, befriending them in some way. But mainly focus on Brittany. Then, when it comes to war, I'm gonna wipe the Welsh out, wipe the Scots out. I might as well capture both of them. I'm not gonna, like, treat with the Scots or anything. I'm just gonna wipe them clean. The French are the main fear, so I need to get an economic powerhouse going in England, because they can only land in southern England. So as long as I make this well fortified, as long as I fortify basically Exeter and London, and I keep a unit in London, that means they can march up to Cambridge to stop any landings up here in Norwich. But as long as I do that, I can make all of these cities into just economic, you know, super cities that fund the Aquitaine mega fortress. That's the main thing. Bayonne will become my citadel, from which I then invade France from the south, and obviously at some point I'll start landing up here and retaking this. But the problem is, if I try and push from the north, look, I've got to punch through at least, yeah, every landing requires me at least punching through a minor city before I can take a regional capital and set up, effectively, you know, a medieval fob, you know, which Brittany could kind of even, I can't use their cities as my own. I can't, you know, recruit in them. Anyway, I think that's my game plan, basically. Wait a second! Margaret Macduff? The Scottish general's a woman. I just realized this. As a result of this change in her duties. Huh, didn't know that could happen. There you go. Check it. This is the Irish report in our army. Let's see how right they were. Wait a second. God damn it. I was going to say, like, you know, let's compare and see whether they were correct on how many units I had. But actually, I don't even know how many units my own army has. Hold on. Robert, buddy, I need a report, my friend. Report status, Robert. Okay, so the Welsh thought that we had 30 more peasants, double the spearmen, double the archers, over double the infantry, oh my god, triple the heavy infantry, and what's that? Yeah, about 1.5 times the, about double the, what do you call it, the light cav as well. Holy. Alright, yeah, so don't trust these reports necessarily. You definitely want to get spies in on the armies. Uh-oh. Hey, ho, Bertrand, what are you doing, buddy? I've just seen you landing. I like, by the way, messengers move way faster on the water. That's quite cool. Dublin has been besieged by 350 peasants and 69 spearmen. Let's see what the next report says, shall we? Oh my god. Oh, I'm gonna really enjoy these occasional reports I get from fucking Ralph as he rampages through Scotland. We open with archers obliterating enemy peasants. Then the enemy pikes pushed against our peasants and didn't really do anything. Then our pikemen wiped out the enemy pikemen rather, and we win. And yes, the enemy general fled. We lost 10 peasants and 19 spearmen. The Burgundians are spying on the French as well. Okay, my spy has finally reported back from Toulouse. Okay, let's see. 200 peasants, 72 archers, 43 infantry, 38 heavy infantry, 18 light cavalry, 34 heavy cavalry. That is nothing to sniff at. Yeah, no, I'm not gonna march on that. I would have to leave my own city undefended, and yeah, we would just lose. I'm gonna wait to get way more archers and then go storm that city, I think. Wales is gone! Excellent. One enemy down. Let's see how they died, shall we? Oh, it's the last of the Welsh. And, yeah, it didn't go well. Fellas, I'll be honest, I don't need to really explain this. We only lost 3 peasants and 93 spearmen because they just kept charging our spearmen, apparently. They got fucking obliterated. The enemy commander, Kenric ap Tudor, fell in battle. We also killed David D. Browse? I don't know how to say that. Poor fellas. And that's the last of the we'll ever hear of the Welsh. Goodbye. Goodbye, Wales. And we're gonna conquer the last of the city, and there you go. Wait, the Flemish have made me king? What? Take control of Flanders. Arras Lily's amends will become English. Ooh, oh, support rebels. That's a better choice. Choose. Fuck you, France. There we go, we've cut off. Well, we haven't really, but still. Also, London is under siege right now, which is a little unfortunate. Which is extra unfortunate because the troops that is meant to be sent to London have yet to arrive. No! Okay, the detachments just got there, but because the city's under siege, they all went home. Yes, okay, Robert is free. At this point, All we gotta do now is send Robert to save the kingdom.
The Pope just called me a coward and a liar? What the fuck, Pope? I pay you tribute, motherfucker!
Oh, wow, I need money now. I need to start taxing cities. Hello, who's happy? I'm seeing too much frivolity. Collect additional taxes.
Yes, he's here? Yes!
What the hell? Okay, let's see the report of the battle.
Oh my god!
Gentlemen, the English werewolf has been deployed. I ordered our archers to engage the enemy infantry. None of the enemy infantry survived. I would like to see a change to the battle system to make archers a little less of a fucking insta-kill cannon. You know, spread the damage a little bit would be nice. Then our archers engaged the enemy heavy cavalry, wiped them out. The enemy shooters attacked our light cavalry and didn't really do much. We then wiped out their heavy infantry with our archers. They then aimed at our light cavalry and we only lost a couple of guys. Our spearmen attacked the enemy spearmen from the front and absolutely obliterated them. The final loss count for us was 331 spearmen, 112 archers, and 90 light cavalry. You know what, to wipe out most of the French army, that was pretty good. They didn't, however, kill the general. They fled the battle. London, however, remains in English hands. You thought I was done with those notes I wrote down? Oh no, I was saving one for later. See, there's universities. A university enables scientific research and shortens its duration. I don't even know what this means. I've never even unlocked this. It's 5,000 gold. So we're gonna have to wait until England is our economic powerhouse, but I mean, I guess there's scientific research in this game too, which we are definitely gonna do in this campaign. I will scientifically research how to beat the French. Here's actually something as well I actually didn't show off just because I've never used it. You can bribe stewards and generals, I believe. Oh, no, okay, so stewards will just come and join you, but generals will bring their troops with you, with them rather, when you bribe them. So, I mean, that's a potential strat as well, is to actually just bribe the enemy armies onto your side. Although I haven't tried it, I don't know, you know, how successful it is, obviously. Oh, I've just realized that greed is actually good in a steward. That gets you more tax money and more trade money. A Scot was trying to sabotage the inn in Wales? Why? That's so mean of you. The Welsh were just conquered by me. Here we go, the battle against the Scots. It was cold and it was forested, but sadly, I don't think the Scots are gonna make it out of this forest. The arrows destroyed the enemy peasants. The enemy pikemen rushed our spearmen, didn't do anything, and then the archers killed them, the end. Well, our general has his orders to finish conquering and sieging and cleaning up the north, so he'll be fine, we'll leave him to it. Over here, Robert is going to finish retaking Canterbury and then counter-invade, retake Calais, and take Bruges as well. I'm going to build a bank in the south of England, and I'm building a merchant guild in the Midlands. The reason for this is I'm building one of them to be a kind of trading economy, and the other one is going to be a tax economy. So if we look at this, the trading guild increases the amount of trade you get. There you go, base trade. And then the bank and the mine increase base taxes. There's also the marketplace for trading as well, and the city hall increases both. Now, as far as I can see, taxes are based off population, which is why I'm obviously, you know, fully investing into the south there for the massive population. But I think that trading just seems to be independent. And actually, if we go to trade goods, the trade goods basically, here we go, trade goods increase the income of the state. Each region generates trade income where it depends on the number of unique trade goods. So I believe it's a case of like trade goods times by the buildings in the state equals the trade income. So in that sense, if you had a small, low population state, you'd want to make it a trade state, and if you had a high population state, you want to invest it in tax, rather. I honestly think this is why I defeat the AI constantly in this game, though. It's that I don't leave garrisons in most of my, you know, fortifications. Dublin, completely empty. You know, Sheffield, empty. Cardiff, rather, empty. You know, York, empty. I don't bother garrisoning them because the AI isn't going to take them from me. There's no real risk of rebellions or anything. And that's probably one of the downsides because the AI probably has, you know, equivalent strength to me right now, but it's just spread out between like hundreds of units here, hundreds of units here, hundreds of units here. And because I'm massing my force and doing, well, the thing the French obviously learnt to do, defeat in detail, I'm constantly winning against the AI. So that is one AI change I maybe would like to see. maybe a bit more focus on the AI gathering large forces, or at least shifting their units kind of, you know, towards the enemy. So maybe their frontline cities will be occupied, but their backline cities might be very, you know, empty. Because let's not forget, these little cities here block the roads, and I love this actually, that you know, the preventing of mobility with these small cities, although they're not hard to capture, you know, they do slow your armies down on the march, which is super important in a game like this. A battle against the French, what happened here? Our spearmen actually did most of the attack, including wiping out the enemy heavy cavalry. And in the end, 179 spearmen fell, with literally no one else getting touched. The French general fled. Well, you know what that means? Time to go back to York and tell them to put some more spearmen in the cook train. There you go. Oh yeah. They came and fought with actually, that's a separate army, only 67 peasants. We shot it to death. That's the entire report. It is one page. We shot arrows, they died, the enemy General Henry Douglas is dead. I shot him personally, we lost no one. Ralph, buddy, you're like the Sherman of the North, my guy. This is fucked up what you're doing to the Scots. The other Scot army approached me. How well did these... Did we just shoot them all to death too? Okay, their spears at least charged our spears before our archers finished killing everyone. They got 3 spearmen this time. Oh my god. Anyway, there's also a battle in the south. What's happened down here, mate? Oh my god. Yeah, we're expanded to 3,200 archers now. The enemy does not skimp on the peasants, and they brought a couple of infantry as well. Let's see, we're fighting plains and cold weather. They shoot our infantry, we shoot their peasants, they attack our infantry. Let's see what happens from then. Light cavalry hit our spearmen. Their spearmen hit our peasants. Their heavy infantry hit our peasants. Many of our soldiers died, but they didn't fall back. Iron peasants! The English peasantry stands up to the French knight and spits in his face as he gets riddled with fucking arrows like a porcupine. The fucking peasant chads actually holding the line. That's amazing. And the cav charging the spearmen for no goddamn reason. Anyway, our archers wiped the rest of them out. And that was the battle. We lost 65 peasants, 126 spearmen, 76 archers, and 106 infantry on the field of battle. The Burgundians think that we've got 6,000 archers. God, they're getting it right though. There are hordes of archers marching from England. Be afraid, for we're here to remove the sun. God, you know, things are actually going really good right now. We have defeated the French invasion, actually pushed it all the way back. We've started some rebellions to protect our southern border of invasion. The Welsh are gone, the Scots are in shambles. We're gonna take their last 2 cities soon. Operation Land Dragoon is actually going kind of as scheduled, though they do have a lot more troops down in the south. I think the only thing we haven't really, you know, remembered to do so far is insult the French. To the King of France, you were like a lighthouse in the desert. Bright, but not very useful. You know, the funniest part is that France has to give diplomatic immunity to the diplomat carrying that absolute fucking zinger all the way to Paris. Oh, what did he say?
To the King of England, I am deeply offended by your insulting remarks, which display a complete disregard for the courtesy expected between sovereigns. Your words betray a lack of willingness to maintain a constructive relationship. Signed, the King of France.
Holy shit, the Scots came to battle actually. Margaret Macduff. 327 Scottish peasants rushed our spearmen and made them flee. Their cav attacked our peasants, and our peasants attacked back and wiped them out. Our own infantry also wiped out the enemy heavy infantry there. And we finished it up with the peasants wiping out the enemy archers. That was actually a pretty brutal battle for the Scots. Definitely the worst battle they've fought yet. So I'm going to make sure we send some reinforcements to the north. They've lost 48 peasants, 72 spearmen, 24 infantry, and 10 light cavalry. Margaret Macduff died in battle, and so did Munro. There you go. It's probably no one left defending Scotland now, right? I imagine that's the last of their generals. I just got the message that Inverness was captured. Huh? Hold on. Oh yeah, it is! There you go, Scotland's gone! Oh my god, that fell instantly! There actually was no one left defending Scotland. Oh, I missed this. Even though I said, yeah, the infantry did get fucked up and fled, they also managed to make the peasants flee at the same time. So they basically traded there. Hugh McBain died. Hugh McBain! What a good name to like lead the last army. We lost 34 infantry, 1 light cavalry. And Ralph Hastings fell as well. Oh my god, I instantly collected very high taxes from London, which took 50 happiness. That just gave me like fucking $3,600 or something. Holy. Oh my god, I have made London so wealthy. I don't think the French can stand up to us now. I'm actually only gonna be limited by like manpower. I mean, even Jesus, that's 67,000. Fuck. I'm so rich. I just need more troops. I need more. Oh, of course, leveling up workshops will decrease the time it takes to recruit someone. That's gonna be huge. I've got to get my bowmaker's workshop leveled up. So let's do that as well. Oops. I just deleted all of my letters by accident. No! Whoops. Okay, I do wish there was an undo on that. My bad. Oh, interesting. Despite having a massive garrison, the city surrendered. That Burgundy! Hey! I came up with that, you fucking thieving bastard! Give me your report! Holy shit! Okay. 700 archers, 900 infantry, and a smattering of other units. Their biggest unit was 365 peasants and 267 archers. Our archers opened on their infantry and their cavalry. Our infantry attacked their peasants, and their spearmen attacked our infantry. End result, it went in our favor. Yeah, here we go. The enemy shooters grouped in great numbers attacked our infantry. The hostile attack was unsuccessful, but our people ran from the battlefield. Yeah, as you can see, running and actually dying are 2 separate states in this game, which again, really like. But once again, my machine gun archers turn the tide. Unfortunately, the last act of the enemy archers appears to be executing my spearmen. We lost 65 spearmen, 105 archers, and 657 infantry. Alright, at the same time as we win that battle, Dieppe has fallen. Now, they already have orders to continue with their siege, but here's my plan. If I just take these cities here, which is what this general's gonna be ordered to do, then I can also take this city here, La Rochelle, and if I also send a landing to Cherbourg, that means that the French are completely cut off from the sea. So I can leave England defenseless and be fine, at least until, you know, these get reconquered. Oh, hey, yeah, the spearmen that were being recruited by the enemy got finished and are now my guys. That's kind of funny. Actually, the boss changes halfway through. It's like, well, I guess we work for you now, sir. Gah! Genoa and Burgundy have both jumped France. Wow, yeah, France has managed to piss everyone off, apparently. Holy shit. God, some of these events are crazy. So this is gonna pay a very cheap amount of money to level up the temple, which I think it already is at level 1. Happiness growth is gonna be 200%. Yeah, that's saving me about 2,000 gold. But it is gonna dip the happiness. I wanna see, let's see what happens when I hit 0 happiness, shall we? It does apparently affect population growth as the main thing. Yeah, population growth 0 to rebels! Okay, so it does cause rebels. Unfortunately, they took the 1,000 infantry I had with them. This has put a wrench in my plans. Our army of 1,000 infantry has rebelled against our authority. Mournfully, I must also report that I have been arrested by the rebels and will likely be executed soon. It was scientific testing, okay? It was scientific testing. How does scientific research work? Okay, so we've got regiment formation, which I'm honestly not quite sure what this one actually is. When it says 10% units per type, does that mean I can recruit like, is there a cap on how many infantry I can have or something like that? I certainly haven't noticed anything like that. Maybe there's a cap on how many I can recruit at once. That's probably the reason. Like, you know, maybe there's like, I can only recruit, say, 10,000 guys at once before my kingdom says no more. Over here is defensive, which, you know, improves our happiness against sieges. Then siege innovations, which improves our enemies' unhappiness during sieges. Improves their unhappiness. Yeah, I'm sure that works. Spycraft increases the stats of the spies in the academy, which wasn't a super cool one to me, but the command expansion one is, where it's the general limit increases. The coolest tech I've seen so far, though, just from like my flicking around, was effective communication and the communication techniques here, which increase the speed of your messengers. I love that. Happiness growth is prosperity. Construction techniques is time it takes to build, repair, and upgrade buildings. I think that's a good one. Fortress engineering. Now this one I haven't looked at yet. That's, okay, that's just like base defense. Generalship, okay, that's the other side of spycraft. Patriotism, oh, is manpower growth. Love the art on these, actually. Wow, yeah, I just realized, actually, there's a lot of art here. Hold on. This one's insane, by the way. No idea what's happening in this picture. Well, I mean, that's quite cool. I wish there was a little bit more game-changing stuff hidden here. But I think, if nothing else, I think messenger speed is just such a cool thing. So I'm gonna start researching that. But I mean, hell, it's a nice system that's kind of hidden in the game. I don't think this was, you know, a super in-depth system added, but I think it's a neat thing, definitely for larger campaigns. You know, something to spend money on and get overall benefits. Let's see. This was the French defense of Paris, you're kidding me. Their peasants rushed our spearmen. It didn't go well for them. Our spearmen attacked their infantry, and not one of our opponents survived. The enemy pikemen went towards our infantry and didn't really do much. None of the enemy soldiers survived, but despite the fact that we only took light losses, our pikes fled the field? What the fuck? Our infantry beat the shit out of their heavy infantry. Oh, their heavy cavalry came at our peasants and broke. Once again. Oh my god, are those Scots? Where did I get them from? We couldn't find 18 peasants, 327 spearmen, 150 archers, and 200 infantry. I have enough leftover troops. God, we could have 16 generals. Let's just get some more generals on the conquering path. Oh shit! The Irish Rebellion? Why would I ever do this option? Jesus Christ. Okay, the option is either reinforce military island, which is consequences. Wait, 50%? All units in the garrison? Is that saying 50% reduction or an increase? Wait, so I could actually, if I'd actually garrisoned Ireland with a shit ton of units, I could have, like, increased how many guys I had there by a major amount. Instead, I'm just gonna pay 1,700 gold so, you know, the rebellion just doesn't happen. Sorry, Norman lords from Ulster. Oh wait, no, sorry. Congratulations, Norman lords from Ulster. You can continue your famine. My bad. Sorry, I misread that first sentence. Alright, yeah, here's 1,700 gold to shut up. God, look how fast my units capture when I've got like 10 little armies running around grabbing everything. Honestly, I've kind of stopped upgrading England at this point. I could have kept going with all the upgrade buildings, but I just haven't bothered because I'm incredibly wealthy and I don't need it. Like, I mean, this is my only opponent. Come on, look at him. Hey, we've got the research completed for our messenger speed up. Fuck it, man, I'm just gonna do that. Hell yeah. Speed my messages up even faster. We found a leaf that we can chew and it makes you run forever. I utterly condemn the unwarranted entry of one of your armies led by Edward of Woodstock into Palpal territory.
I thought I had military access, didn't I?
Ah, no. I was giving it to the Pope. My bad. Whoops. Well, suck shit, Pope, I'm marching through. If you complain, I'll take your city. Oh shit, wait, the French are gone. That's it, they rebelled and that's it. Just gonna beast mode walk right back through the Pope's territory and conquer all of these cities over here. Oh shit, these are owned by Burgundy. No, stop that letter. All right, here's the deal. Recruitment notices have gone out across the entire empire, which is what we are now, of course. We need to bring the last of the rebel cities into the fold, although this one actually isn't our objective. This one is, which means yes, we're gonna be going for Burgundy next. We've got 6 generals. Here's the idea. Most of them, I think about 4, will be in the north attacking Burgundy, mainly coming down these 2 roads to hit the 2 cities. Nothing really to worry about in the south, except for the fact that I'm gonna kill the fucking Pope and get his almonds. Hey, I sent the message to withdraw my diplomats. Hello, I am compelled to address the issue raised in your recent message regarding the recall of our diplomats from your distinguished court. Firstly, please accept my gratitude for reaching out to me. Nonetheless, I find it necessary to clarify that no Burgundian envoys were in attendance at your court during the time indicated. I am deeply offended by the insult that you sent with this, which display a complete disregard for courtesy expected between sovereigns. Your words betray a lack of willingness to maintain a constructive relationship. Oh, hey, the Pope declared war on me first. Excellent news, Pope. I just realized the reason why these regions haven't updated yet is because I don't have vision on them. So it's actually not a bug, it's just that I mean, I know that France doesn't exist there anymore, but my units haven't confirmed it. Maybe there are French holdouts. Dun dun! The Pope battle? Oh my god! Enemy mounted knights advanced upon our infantry. The result was fatal. Okay. Our polearm wielders, however, attacked the enemy heavy cavalry. This crushed the opponent. Excellent. They then struck back at our spearmen, not many died, and our spearmen struck back again. And our spearmen won the day. Our spearmen just beat up the heavy cavalry after they butchered our infantry. Our army left 316 spearmen and 222 infantry on the battlefield. I think there is a heavy strategy to keeping all of my manpower in the field, because cities still take a while to siege even if there's no troops in them, though I guess the enemy, if they knew, could just storm the city and immediately win. But I guess the enemy doesn't necessarily know, maybe they're just unsure, they haven't spied the city yet. But regardless, just the time it takes to conquer the small cities, which will always take 30 days regardless, means that I can run my armies around and, you know, pretty much keep them mobile and respond to any threat and just mass my force in those locations. It would be nice if there was a little more tension from rebellions, or like, if you have no garrison, there's some issues, or even, not even necessarily like a forced garrison, but you know, maybe the AI needs to, in turn, get better at not over-garrisoning its own stuff. I love how everyone else is like, the King of England, but Pope just signs himself as Pope. Fucking hell. Having a minus 50% archer... I guess, no, it's minus 80%. Oh, it's minus 50% normally. So I get minus 80% recruitment cost. 5,000 archers is only 1,500 gold. That's actually crazy. Wow, okay, so... yeah, I guess there's this weird change, I guess, in the game where as you level up your buildings, units get significantly cheaper to let you recruit so much more. I thought it was kind of the opposite, where your income would just get so much higher that unit recruitment was like, whatever. I mean, I'm kind of already at the kind of whatever cost, you know, I can print money now, but wow, yeah, getting a level 3 building, which is, you know, really not that expensive, really does cut down on costs, even if it's not your bonus. Ah, wait, I think I've realized what the whole recruitment tech was. See, it's 2,000 per block, right, because I ordered 10,000 archers, which is getting split into 2,000 per block, which presumably, if we get this tech, is then going to be, yeah, 2,200, 2,400, etc., 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 so on and so forth. And so the war begins. In the north, Edward is going to move in, conquer 2 cities, and then go siege the capital. Over here, we've got Simon, who's got a decent stack. He's one of the fresh armies, though. He's going to conquer the crossroads, and then move through and conquer the back lines. I've got 40,000 units at my disposal right now, apparently. I just got an achievement for that. We've got Robert going to siege the capital, and then we've got Robert going to siege this side city and cut off that path. In the south, we have Richard, who is going to be conquering Lyon, and then moving on and taking the side city, then moving up and taking up, not even going to try that one. Peace, son. But good old Ralph is going to bypass those small cities once this one is conquered, and move straight on to siege Dijon Mustard. Yum. Which means that, honestly, without me touching anything, this entire country should get conquered at this point. Oh, there we go! No! No! I did the whole invasion, but it just ends the game there! Oh, because I totally fucking won, though. Jesus. I mean, that was fun to set up, though. God, I would have loved to watch that. Just watch as my invasion just completes all on its own, and the reports stream back of success after success. It's a little sad there isn't a play on button. Thank you all for watching. This has been the 100 Years War. Let me jump back to the main menu and quickly check. I don't actually know what year I got to. It was, okay, but the 100 Years War is meant to go from 1337 to 1454. Man, that was amazing fun. Insane once you get to that level of scale. I just kind of... The problem was, once I was at like the really big scale, France had already been fully defeated by me, so... I'm gonna stream the grand campaign. I'm gonna say that time on screen again that I decided earlier, Mr. Editor. There you go. I'm gonna stream this, and this is gonna be really fucking fun, I think. I think this is gonna be insane, because I'm gonna guess, like, oh god, imagine fighting the HRE. Like, I'm gonna guess at least some of the AI would succeed in kind of building up into being a scary nation by the time I've eaten all of my local neighbors, you know? I know that this probably is never gonna happen, but hey, you know, survey down here, you care about my opinion? If there was ever a multiplayer version of this game, if it was like King's Orders 2 multiplayer, we changed literally nothing else, but we added multiplayer, and you asked $60 for it, I'd fucking pay. Alright, I'm sorry. This in multiplayer would go so fucking hard, because like, honestly, this campaign, that whole campaign, was just 3 hours and 40 minutes. I mean, I'm already pretty good at this game, so, you know, I wouldn't say, you know, most players are probably going to play a bit slower and, you know, take a bit more time to feel for the AI. I've already got a feel for how the AI moves. I play a lot of video games. I get used to exploiting AI, but imagine doing this against other players and all of the deception. And also, every player could have a different view of the map because, after all, the player's view of the map is local. As I showed with France, you know, still being shown to own those territories before I'd sent units to scout them. I did see someone else mention in the first comments a Stellar Empire version of this. That would be amazing as well. You could do an Imperial 40k style Empire. If you don't know, 40k obviously has the warp drive. There's no FTL communication beyond, oh god, I'm going to start explaining 40k here. There's a lot of settings with no faster than light communication. Communication has to travel some other way, which is usually slower or less reliable, so there's less micromanagement, so that means there's more of a feudal system, a la Dune, for example. That's where it famously comes from. And that's where you've got this situation where the Emperor is running his stellar sci-fi kingdom like a medieval kingdom, sending out orders and archons and dukes and, you know, lords and whatever to rule over various territories in his name. You could very easily, you know, have a Stellar Empire version, you know, dealing with a rebellion maybe, and you're sending letters out trying to stamp out this rebellion. Imagine that. Imagine being the corrupt emperor of the giant Stellar Empire, and you're trying to put down the rebellion, but all your fucking lords keep lying to you. They go, "No rebels here, sir." Meanwhile, the next report you get is like, "Sir, I hate to report it, the 5th battle fleet has been overwhelmed by 37 rebel armadas. There's nothing that can be done, sir. The system is lost." Imagine that. Anyway, I love this game to bits. I'm very glad to do another video on it, and I cannot wait to do the stream on it so I can turn that probably into a video too. Why do I see... What's this in the top left, by the way? I've just noticed. Reports A? Whatever, man. I love this game. Go fucking support this game. It's so much fucking fun. Goodbye, everybody. Have a beautiful night. Goodbye. God, I love this fucking game. You guys want to play another one? I can play another one. All right, I'll see you guys around.